If you are over 60 and you are dealing with dizziness every time you stand up, feet that stay freezing cold no matter how warm the room is, or legs that feel heavy as concrete by the end of the day, stop dismissing these right now. These are not simply signs of getting older. These are warning signals coming from your blood vessels asking for your attention. I'm Dr. Alex Morison, and today I'm revealing a powerful oil that research shows can help improve blood flow in your legs and support healthier circulation naturally. But here is something most people over 60 are never told about circulation problems, and understanding this will completely change the way you think about the symptoms your body has been sending you. Poor circulation does not suddenly appear one morning. It does not arrive overnight the moment you turn 60. It develops slowly, often over many years, while you continue living your life without realizing that small changes are taking place deep inside your arteries. Inside every blood vessel in your body there is a thin living layer called the endothelium. Most people have never heard this word, and many doctors rarely take the time to explain it, but this layer is one of the most important systems in your body. It is the control center of your entire circulation network. The endothelium constantly releases signals telling your arteries when to relax and widen and when to contract. When this system works correctly, blood flows smoothly through your body. Your brain receives oxygen quickly when you stand up. Your legs feel light when you walk. Your feet stay warm because blood easily reaches the smallest vessels in your toes. But when the endothelial lining becomes damaged, everything begins to change. Over time, a silent process called chronic low-grade inflammation begins irritating this delicate lining. This is not the kind of inflammation you notice with swelling or pain. It is quieter and far more persistent. It slowly interferes with the signals that regulate blood flow. As this damage progresses, the endothelium begins producing less of a crucial compound called nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is the chemical messenger that tells arteries to relax and widen so blood can move freely. When nitric oxide levels fall, arteries become stiff and narrow. Blood must work harder to pass through them, and the first areas to suffer are the parts of your body farthest from the heart. That is why your feet feel cold. That is why your legs become heavy after simple activity. And that is why standing up quickly can leave you briefly dizzy as your brain waits for blood to catch up. These symptoms are not random inconveniences. They are your circulation system trying to tell you something important. And once you understand that story, you begin to see why the right oils can help support the very processes that keep blood moving through your legs every single day. Once you understand how the endothelial lining controls circulation, another truth becomes impossible to ignore. What you consume every day has a direct influence on whether that lining becomes stronger or continues to deteriorate. For decades, people over 60 were told that all fats were dangerous. Butter was removed from the kitchen, eggs were limited, and many households replaced traditional cooking fats with highly refined vegetable oils because they were advertised as healthier. But research over the last 2 decades has revealed something very different. Many of those industrial oils are extremely high in omega-6 fatty acids. In small amounts, omega-6 fats are not harmful. The problem is the enormous quantity present in the modern diet. When omega-6 fats dominate the body's chemistry, they push the system toward inflammation. That inflammation quietly irritates the endothelial lining of arteries day after day. It interferes with nitric oxide production and slowly makes blood vessels less flexible. Another issue is what happens when these oils are heated. Highly refined seed oils such as soybean oil, corn oil, and standard vegetable oil are chemically unstable when exposed to cooking temperatures. As they heat up, they oxidize and form compounds that can damage the inner walls of blood vessels. Over time, this repeated exposure contributes to the same process that stiffens arteries and slows circulation. This is why improving circulation often begins not with adding something new but with removing what is quietly working against you. When inflammatory oils are reduced, the body becomes far more responsive to healthier fats that support vascular function. And one of the most interesting oils in this category has been used in kitchens for centuries: sesame oil. Sesame oil contains 2 powerful antioxidant compounds called sesamin and sesamolan. These compounds behave differently from many antioxidants that simply circulate through the body. They appear to concentrate their protective effects directly within the arterial wall. By reducing oxidative stress in that specific location, sesame oil helps protect the endothelial cells responsible for regulating blood flow. Studies have shown that people who regularly consume sesame oil often experience improvements in blood pressure and markers of vascular health. But the reason many older adults notice its benefits in their legs is because improved endothelial function allows arteries to relax more efficiently. When arteries relax, blood can travel further into the small vessels supplying the feet and calves. as circulation improves in those areas. Warmth returns to the toes and muscles recover faster after activity. Even small changes in blood flow can dramatically change how your legs feel during the day. But sesame oil is only the beginning, because another oil has been shown to support circulation in an even more direct way. That oil is avocado oil, and it has gained attention among cardiovascular researchers for a very simple reason. It contains a fat that the human body handles extremely well. Avocado oil is rich in oleic acid, a monounsaturated fat that makes up roughly 70% of its total composition. Oleic acid plays a powerful role in maintaining healthy cholesterol balance. When healthier fats like oleic acid replace damaged industrial oils in the diet, something measurable happens in the bloodstream. Low-density lipoprotein, often called LDL cholesterol, begins to decline. This is important because oxidized LDL is one of the key contributors to plaque formation inside arteries. At the same time, high-density lipoprotein, or HDL cholesterol, tends to remain stable or even increase. HDL performs an important protective role by transporting excess cholesterol away from artery walls and back to the liver for removal. This shift in balance helps slow the narrowing of arteries that gradually interferes with blood flow to the legs. Avocado oil also has another advantage that makes it practical for everyday use. It remains stable at higher cooking temperatures compared with many other oils. This means it can be used for sautéing or roasting without rapidly oxidizing into harmful compounds. For adults over 60 who are managing blood sugar challenges such as insulin resistance or type 2 diabetes, avocado oil may provide an additional benefit. Healthier fats help stabilize blood sugar levels, and stable blood sugar reduces inflammatory stress placed on the vascular system. Less inflammation means a healthier environment for the endothelial lining. But while avocado oil primarily supports circulation through lipid balance, another oil works through a different pathway entirely. Black seed oil. Black seed oil is pressed from the seeds of a plant known as Nigella sativa. Its most studied active compound is thymoquinone. Thymoquinone appears to influence inflammatory signaling pathways inside the body. By calming those pathways, it reduces the background inflammation that interferes with endothelial function. When inflammation decreases, nitric oxide production improves, allowing arteries to relax more effectively. Some research also suggests that black seed oil may slightly reduce blood viscosity, meaning the blood itself becomes easier to pump through small vessels. This is particularly important for the legs and feet because they depend on the smallest arteries in the circulatory system. When blood flows more freely through those vessels, tissues receive oxygen more efficiently and the heaviness many people feel in their legs begins to ease. But even with these oils supporting circulation individually, one oil continues to stand out as the cornerstone of heart-healthy diets around the world. That oil is extra virgin olive oil. Few dietary ingredients have been studied as extensively for cardiovascular health, and the results have been remarkably consistent across different populations and cultures. Extra virgin olive oil contains both monounsaturated fats and a unique group of natural compounds known as polyphenol. These polyphenol, particularly oleocanthal and oleuropein, possess powerful anti-inflammatory properties that protect the endothelial lining of arteries. One of the most influential nutrition studies ever conducted followed thousands of individuals at high risk for cardiovascular disease over several years. Participants who regularly consumed extra virgin olive oil experienced significantly fewer heart-related complications compared to those following traditional low-fat diets. Researchers believe the protective effect occurs because olive oil works on multiple mechanisms simultaneously. First, its monounsaturated fats support healthy cholesterol balance. Second, its polyphenol reduce oxidative stress within the arterial wall. And third, these compounds stimulate endothelial cells to produce more nitric oxide, the molecule responsible for relaxing blood vessels. When nitric oxide production increases, arteries become more flexible and blood flows with less resistance. For older adults, this change often becomes noticeable first in the extremities. Feet that once felt constantly cold begin to warm as circulation improves. Walking becomes easier because muscles receive oxygen more efficiently and waste products are cleared more quickly. Yet olive oil is not the only oil capable of influencing circulation through inflammation control. Another oil has recently attracted attention because of its extraordinary concentration of omega-3 fatty acids. This oil is derived from the small but powerful chia seed. Chia seed oil provides one of the richest plant-based sources of alpha-linolenic acid, a type of omega-3 known for calming inflammatory processes throughout the body. Omega-3 fatty acids play a crucial role in maintaining vascular health. They help counterbalance the inflammatory effects of excessive omega-6 fats that dominate many modern diets. When this balance improves, endothelial cells regain their ability to regulate blood flow more effectively. In addition to reducing inflammation, omega-3 fatty acids influence platelet behavior in the bloodstream. Platelets are responsible for clotting, but excessive platelet activity can make blood thicker and more difficult to move through narrow vessels. Omega-3 fats help maintain a smoother flow, allowing blood to travel efficiently through the smallest capillaries supplying the legs and feet. Because these fatty acids are delicate, chia seed oil must always be used cold. Heat can destroy its beneficial compounds. When used properly, however, it can provide powerful support for circulation. When omega-3 rich oils such as chia seed oil enter the bloodstream, they begin influencing several processes that affect circulation throughout the body. One of the most important changes occurs within the endothelial lining itself. As inflammatory signals decrease, endothelial cells regain their ability to produce nitric oxide more effectively. Nitric oxide acts as a relaxation signal for arteries, telling them to widen so blood can pass through without resistance. This widening of blood vessels is particularly important in the lower body. The arteries supplying the calves, ankles, and feet are among the smallest and most distant from the heart. When circulation becomes impaired, these areas are often the first to show symptoms. Cold toes, tingling sensations, and fatigue in the legs during simple activities like climbing stairs can all arise from reduced blood flow. As omega-3 fatty acids help calm inflammation and support nitric oxide production, blood begins moving more freely through these narrow vessels. Oxygen reaches muscle cells more efficiently, allowing them to produce energy without accumulating excessive metabolic waste. This is why many individuals report that their legs feel lighter and less fatigued after adopting diets rich in anti-inflammatory oils. Omega-3 fatty acids also influence the flexibility of red blood cells themselves. Flexible cells can navigate tiny capillaries more easily, delivering oxygen deep into tissues that previously struggled to receive adequate supply. Over time, this improved delivery system helps restore warmth and vitality to areas that once felt chronically cold or sluggish. But there is another benefit that many people overlook. Healthy circulation does not only influence physical movement, it also affects mental clarity. The brain requires a constant supply of oxygen and nutrients delivered through the bloodstream. When circulation improves, many people notice sharper thinking and greater alertness during the early hours of the day. Yet these changes rarely occur from a single dose of any oil. Blood vessels respond slowly because the endothelial cells lining them are constantly renewing themselves. For real improvement to occur, the body must receive consistent signals that support vascular repair and stability. This is why incorporating these oils into a daily routine matters far more than using them occasionally. Small, consistent habits allow the body to gradually shift toward a healthier internal environment where inflammation is reduced and circulation can operate more efficiently. And there is a simple way to introduce this supportive environment first thing in the morning. Morning is often the time when circulation faces its greatest challenge. When you first wake up, hormonal changes temporarily increase arterial tension and suppress nitric oxide production. This is one reason dizziness sometimes appears when standing quickly after rising from bed. Supporting circulation during this window can help blood vessels relax sooner and allow blood to move freely through the body. A simple routine can provide that support. 1 teaspoon of chia seed oil combined with 1 teaspoon of extra virgin olive oil can be stirred into a small glass of warm water with fresh lemon juice. The water should be warm rather than hot so the delicate omega-3 fatty acids remain intact. Taken before breakfast. This combination delivers anti-inflammatory omega-3 fats along with polyphenol-rich olive oil at the moment your circulation system is beginning its daily cycle. When practiced consistently, this small habit introduces compounds that support endothelial function every morning. Over time, the body responds by improving the flexibility of arteries and restoring more efficient blood flow to distant tissues. Many people begin noticing subtle improvements within weeks. Their feet no longer feel as cold in the evening. Walking distances become easier. The heaviness that once appeared in their legs after simple tasks begins to fade. These changes rarely occur dramatically overnight. The circulatory system responds gradually as blood vessels rebuild a healthier internal environment, but the body is remarkably capable of adapting when it receives the right support day after day. Alongside this morning routine, using natural oils such as olive oil or avocado oil in daily meals helps maintain the same protective environment throughout the day. Over months, these habits compound into measurable improvements in vascular health. Blood markers may improve, energy levels may increase, and physical activity often becomes easier and more enjoyable again. Your blood vessels are living tissue. They respond continuously to the signals created by your daily choices. When those choices support healthy circulation, the entire body benefits from improved oxygen delivery and reduced inflammation. I'm Dr. Alex Morison, and every day on this channel I share science-based guidance designed to help adults over 60 maintain strong circulation, protect their health, and continue living active, independent lives. The changes that protect your arteries rarely come from dramatic interventions. They come from small habits repeated consistently, giving your body the tools it needs to restore balance and keep blood flowing where it matters most.